All right, today we're diving deep into Anna Huang's If We Ever Meet Again. Get ready, because this story throws you right into that whirlwind, all-consuming feeling of first love during a year abroad. So what's this book really about? Well, at its core, you've got two people on a total collision course. One is looking for that perfect storybook romance, you know? The other is just desperate to break free from expectations. And that clash, that's what powers this whole story. Okay, let's get the nitty-gritty out of the way. The book is, of course, If We Ever Meet Again by Anna Huang. It's a new adult contemporary romance, and it's all set in the incredible city of Shanghai. So if you're a fan of stories about finding love while traveling, yeah, this one's for you. So our story kicks off as two students, coming from totally different worlds in the US, land in Shanghai for a study abroad program. And really, they're both looking for something they just can't find back home. First up, meet Farah Lin. She's a design student from California, and she basically arrives in Shanghai with her heart wide open. She sees the chaos, the smells, the sounds, and she loves all of it. She's ready to soak it all in, all while hoping she'll find her own real-life fairy tale. And then you've got Blake Ryan. He was this big-shot college football star back in Texas. But he's not in Shanghai for some grand adventure. Nope, he's running away from the insane pressure from his family. For him, this city, it just means freedom. It's a chance to finally breathe. So how did these two polar opposites meet? Oh, it's a total classic. Farah's kind of lost in her own world, probably thinking about some design project, and she literally walks right into him. And surprise, he's not a wall. He's that super famous athlete she's seen on a magazine cover. It's awkward, it's clumsy, and the spark is immediate. And from that one kind of goofy meeting, a friendship sparks. But it doesn't stay just a friendship for long. It quickly catches fire and turns into this passionate whirlwind romance set against the backdrop of their year in China. You know, their whole relationship just blossoms from there. It starts pretty innocently, with these late-night study sessions where Farah's helping Blake with his Mandarin. Then it gets deeper during these amazing group trips with their friends. We're talking the Great Wall, Disneyland, the works. It all leads up to this absolutely magical first kiss on a bridge. And then, the big one, Blake's sweeping love confession right on the Bund, Shanghai's famous riverfront. And this moment right here, this is the absolute peak. Blake, the guy who came to Shanghai wanting nothing but to be left alone, is just laying his heart out on the line. At this point, you really feel like their love is completely invincible. But come on, we all know how these stories go, right? No fairy tale is ever that simple. Their year abroad is coming to an end, and Blake's got some serious secrets from his life back home just waiting to blow up. So you have to wonder, was this perfect little bubble they built always destined to burst? And the answer is a big, resounding yes, it bursts. We are now at the most devastating part of the story, where one single phone call from the other side of the world just shatters everything they've built. 4 words, that's all it takes. A call from Blake's ex-girlfriend, Cleo, completely upends his entire world. He's going to be a father, and just like that, his year of freedom, it's over. So, faced with this impossible situation, Blake makes a choice, and it is a gut-wrenching one. He decides the only way he can truly protect Farah from the mess his life is about to become is to push her away. And he doesn't do it gently. He ends things with this cold, calculated cruelty, making her believe their entire relationship was a lie. And this line, oof, this is the final nail in the coffin. He's telling her that the guy she fell in love with wasn't even real. It's an absolutely brutal lie, and it's designed to destroy any shred of hope she might have had, just to force her to let go. So that brings us to the fallout. The breakup obviously leaves them both completely shattered, and what was supposed to be the end of a magical year in Shanghai is now just tainted with all this pain and confusion. When Farah finally leaves China, her goodbye isn't just to a city. It's a goodbye to the person she became there. And it's a goodbye to the love she thought was the real deal. This quote just perfectly captures that deep, profound sense of loss. Okay, so after all that drama and heartbreak, what are we supposed to take away from this? Let's break it down and get into our final thoughts on the whole thing. Because, surprise, the story doesn't actually end with their goodbye in Shanghai. Years later, their paths cross again in New York. The novel closes on this idea, really hammering home one of the story's most powerful themes: fate. It's like some connections are just too strong to be broken by time or distance or even by lies. So, when you boil it all down, what's the main idea here? If We Ever Meet Again is all about that intense, all consuming power of first love. But it also hits you with a heavy dose of reality that sometimes love just isn't enough. Bad timing and circumstances you can't control, they can be really unforgiving forces. And I think that's the real lesson, isn't it? The story shows us that even when things end badly, the people we love and the places we've been, they leave a permanent mark on us. Shanghai changed both of them forever, and their time together shaped the people they were going to become, proving that some goodbyes aren't really the end. All right, let's talk feedback. What did we love and what should you know before you jump in? Well, we absolutely loved the authentic feel of the study abroad experience and the emotional depth. The angst is real. Plus, Shanghai is so vividly written, it feels like its own character. Just, be aware that it definitely leans into some classic romance tropes, and this is a big one. It ends on a massive cliffhanger to set up the sequel. So, with all that in mind, our final grade for If We Ever Meet Again is a solid 8 out of 10. It's a beautiful, angsty, and super emotional story about love, loss, and the power of fate. Now, if this book was totally your jam, you should for sure check out Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins for another amazing love story set abroad. And if you liked the whole fate and timing thing, you'll love People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. And that's our wrap on our breakdown of If We Ever Meet Again. If you liked this explainer, you know what to do. Make sure to follow, share, and subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive. Thanks for tuning in.